Hello everyone, welcome to this Yoga Love Momentum channel. My name is Lori. So in these first 5 sessions, we're going to learn a few basic postures that you normally see in a yoga class to build more body awareness. So in our 5th class, we're going to learn sun salutation. It's a flow sequence. And from that onwards, we're going to incorporate this flow sequence with other postures. So let's start. So sit either on your mat or maybe on a block or a blanket. Make sure your hips are higher than your knees to protect your lower back. Hands by your side. Inhale, lengthen your spine, draw your shoulder blades back and down. Lift up your right arm, so your right hand is on top of your right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen your spine, draw your abdomen back. Exhale, bend towards your left. You may look straight ahead or maybe turn your head to look at your right hand. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your upper chest towards the ceiling to stretch the right side of your body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lowering down your right hand. Inhale, lift up your left arm. Your left hand is on top of your left shoulder. Draw your belly in. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend towards your right. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your upper chest towards the ceiling. Look at your left hand. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. You can feel the stretch along the left side of your upper body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lowering down your left hand. Let's repeat it 2 more times. So let's start from the right side. Inhale, lift up your right arm, draw your abdomen in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend towards the left. Press your sitting bones firmly on the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your upper body towards the sky to open up your upper chest. Inhale, lift up, lowering down your right hand. Inhale, lift up your left hand on top of your left shoulder. Draw your belly in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend towards your right. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your upper chest towards the ceiling. Press the sitting bones on the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale up, lowering down your left hand. One more time. Inhale, right hand up. Draw your belly in, lengthen your spine. Left hand by your left side. Exhale, bend towards the left. Inhale, look up your hand, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your upper chest towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch along the right side of your body. Inhale up, lowering down your right hand. Inhale, lift up your left hand. Lengthen your spine, draw your belly in. Exhale, bend towards your right. You may walk your hand further away from your sitting bones to have a bigger bend. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your upper chest towards the ceiling. Inhale up. Exhale, lowering down your left hand. So now we're going to twist our upper body. So place your right hand on top of your left knee, left hand at the back near your sitting bones. Inhale, draw your belly in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist your upper body towards the back. Your head is more or less in the same place. So we are moving our upper body mostly. Inhale, press the sitting bones on the floor, draw your belly in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. For 3 more breaths. Inhale, come back to the front, change side. Left hand on top of your right knee, right hand at the back near your sitting bones. Inhale, draw your belly in, lengthen your spine. Press sitting bones firmly on the floor. Exhale, twist towards the right. Your head is moving slowly, more or less stable at where it is. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist towards the back. 3 more breaths. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Press the sitting bones firmly on the floor. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to the front. So now we're going to do a variation of cat and cow pose. If you have wrist problems, you may choose to do this seated version. So hands on your knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Draw your belly in. Draw your shoulder blades back and down to open up your chest. So inhale, send your chest forward. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, round your upper back, lowering down your head, look at your belly. Make a big round in your upper chest. Inhale, send your chest forward, collarbone forward, look to the front, draw your shoulder blades back towards each other to open up your chest. Exhale, round your upper chest, lowering down your head, look at your belly. Inhale forward, open up your chest. Exhale, round your upper back. Inhale, look to the front, send your collarbone forward, draw your shoulder blades towards each other at the back. Exhale, round your upper back. Inhale, come back to the neutral position. Now we're going to do the full cat and cow pose. So block away. So first we come to the tabletop position. So make sure your hands, so your fingers are pointing to the front. Hands are under your shoulders. Hips are above your knees. If you are hyper flexible, you may turn the inside of your elbows away towards each other, and your elbows are away from each other. Okay. So inhale, look to the front, send your chest forward, draw your shoulder blades back. Exhale, round your upper back. Your shoulder blades are moving away from each other. Inhale to the front, draw your shoulder blades back and towards each other. Open up your chest. Exhale, round for 3 more times. Inhale, chest forward, look to the front. Exhale, round your upper back. So your lower back, your hips stay more or less at where they are and moving naturally with your upper body. So we don't intend to have any big movements around our hips, around our lower back. Just the upper chest and upper back. And once you finish, come back to the tabletop position. And sit back, tuck your toes in. Your hips are above your knees, and then spread your fingers widely on the floor and lift up into downward dog. If your hamstrings are tight, you may bend your legs, but if you're quite flexible, try to straighten your legs and place the heels on the floor. Really press hands firmly on the floor. Send your hips backwards and upwards to lengthen your spine. And your weight is more or less on your legs. You can feel the stretch along your arms, in your upper back. Look between your legs. Lift up your kneecaps. Knees are pointing to the front.
And then lowering down your knees on the mat. So let's try this one more time. So hands shoulder width apart, fingers widely spread. Your hips on top of your heels. Inhale, lift up. You may paddle your feet on the mat. Maybe lift up your heels. Look between your legs, center hips really backwards and upwards to lengthen your spine. And then maybe you slowly lowering down your heels to see if they can land on the mat. Really press the hands to lengthen your spine. And then lowering down your knees on the mat. And this time place your right leg to the front into a lower lunge. Make sure hips are squared on the mat. Inhale, look to the front. Sink both hips on the mat to stretch the thigh muscles and open up your hips. And then we're going to place the left feet on the floor. So make this a heel alignment. So both knees are pointing to the front. Your hips are squared. Hands on your hips. Check your hips are squared. So your right side of your body is aligned with your right leg. And then slowly come up. So now we're going to do warrior one. So check the alignment of your legs. Both toes are pointing to the front. Both knees are pointing to the front. Hands on your hips. Inhale. Lengthen your spine. Draw your shoulder blades back and down. Your shoulders are above your hips. Bend your front leg. Really press the back leg, so the left foot on the floor to stabilize your hips. Inhale, lift up your arm to the front at your shoulder level. Further up, hands on top of your shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades back. And then lowering down your hands to the front of your mat. Back to a plank. Look to the front, draw your belly in. And then bend your legs, push back into a downward dog. Really lengthen your spine. So we're going to repeat this one more time. Inhale, lift up your right leg, hips are squared, right leg straight at the back. Exhale, lowering down your right leg to the front, right foot to the front into a lower lunge. And then shift your left foot. So your left foot is on the floor, heel alignment, but maybe wider, so that your hips are between your legs. Hands on your hip. Inhale, lift up. Check your alignment. Your right leg is bent. Press your left foot on the floor to square your hips. Inhale, draw your belly in. Draw your shoulder blades back and down, so your shoulders are above your hips. Inhale, lift up your arms to the front. Further up on top of your shoulder. Draw your shoulder blades back and down. Feel the opening your chest. You can stay there, or if you feel stable, you can bend backwards slightly. Look slightly up towards the sky. Really draw your belly in to protect your lower back. Inhale up, lowering down your hands to the front. Let's go back to a downward dog, straight. So press the hands firmly on the floor. Hands are shoulder width apart. Really send your hips backwards to lengthen your spine. This time, inhale, lift up your left leg. Hips are squared. Left leg is straight at the back. Exhale, lowering down your left leg, left foot to the front, and your right foot is on the front on the mat. So heel alignment. The feet are horizontally hip width apart or further apart. And hands on your hips. Make sure your hips are squared. Inhale, lift up. Front leg bent, so your left leg is bent. Really press your right foot on the floor to square your hips. Inhale, draw your belly in. Draw your shoulder blades back and down so your shoulders are above your hips. Inhale, lift up your arms to the front. Further up on top of your shoulder. Draw your shoulder blades back and down. Feel the opening in your chest. Exhale, lowering down your hands to the front. Into a plank. Left foot back into a plank. Look to the front. Draw your abdomen back. Then bend your legs, send your hips backwards into a downward dog. So your fingers are widely spread. Press them firmly on the floor to lengthen your spine. Inhale, lift up your left leg at the back. Hips are squared. And then lower down your left leg, left foot to the front. Both feet on the floor. Toes are pointing to the front. Both knees are pointing to the front. Hands on your hips. Inhale, lift up. Press your right foot, especially the outer side of the right foot, firmly on the floor to square your hips. So your front leg is bent, your right leg or your back leg is straight. Really draw your shoulder blades back and down, lengthen your spine. Try to keep your upper body on top of your hips, not leaning forward. Inhale, lift up your arms to the front. Further up, hands on top of your shoulders. If you feel stable, you may draw your shoulder blades back. Inhale, draw your belly in. Exhale, bend towards the back. Look slightly up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift up, lower down your hands. Hands to the front of your mat. On the mat, straightly back to a downward dog. So press the hands firmly on the floor. They are shoulder width apart. You may bend your legs or your legs are straight. Heels on the floor. Really send your hips backwards and upwards to lengthen your spine and stretch your upper body. And this time, inhale, lift up your right leg. Hips are squared, right leg is straight. Exhale, lowering down your right leg. Place your right foot to the front. This time, move your left feet 90 degrees. So its heel of your right foot is aligned with the arch of your left foot. And then inhale, lift up. So now we are going to do warrior 2. Hands on your hips, check your alignment. So your hips is aligned with your leg. Really press the outside of your left foot to keep your left hip in the midline and turn your right knee slightly outwards to pointing to the front. Tuck your pelvic floor down to open up your hips. Draw your shoulder blades, draw your belly in to stabilize your hips. Inhale, lift up both arms at your shoulder level, at the sides. Draw your shoulder blades back and down to open up your chest. Really draw your abdomen in to keep your hips stable. And then turn your head to look at your right hand. If you are hyperflexible, you may gently bend your elbows, soften your elbows. Exhale, release. Both hands to the front, back into a plank. Draw your abdomen back, look to the front, and then soften your knees back into a downward dog. This time, lift up your left leg to the back, hips are squared. Really send your weight to the back on your right leg. Inhale, lowering down your left leg, left foot to the front. Turn your right foot 90 degrees. So the heel of your left foot is aligned with the arch of your right foot. And then come up, hands on your hips. So you may adjust your alignment. Really press the outside of your right foot firmly on the floor to keep your right hip in the midline. Bend your left leg. Turn your left knee slightly outwards to point to the front. And inhale, draw your belly in, tuck your pelvic floor down to open up your hips. Your hips are aligned with your legs. Inhale, lift up your arms, draw your shoulder blades back and down. Soften your elbows if you are hyperflexible. And then turn your head to look at your front leg for 3 breaths. Really press both feet firmly on the floor. You can feel the opening of your hips, the stretch along your legs. Exhale, release. Hands to the front. At your shoulder level, straight back into a downward dog. Let's repeat this one more time. So inhale, right leg up, hips are squared, right leg is straight. Exhale, lowering down your right leg, right foot to the front, left foot turn 90 degrees to have heel arch alignment, and then come up. Hips on your hands on your hips first. Adjust your alignment. Your right leg is bent, left leg is straight. Press both feet on the floor. Draw your abdomen back. Engage your belly to open up your hips. You may want to increase the stance between your feet to have a stronger stretch. But don't compromise with your hips. So make sure your hips are still aligned with your legs. And based on that, you can either increase or decrease your stance between the feet. Okay. Turn your right knee slightly outward toe pointing to the front. Inhale, lift up your arms at your shoulder level. Draw your shoulder blades back and down. Draw your abdomen in to open up your hips. Turn your head to look at your front hand, so your right hand. For 3 breaths. Feel the opening in your thighs, your hips. Exhale, release your hand, release your legs. Hands to the front, shoulder level, back into downward dog. This time, inhale, lift up your left leg, hips are squared, left leg is straight. Send your weight back to your right leg. Exhale, lowering down your left leg, left foot to the front, and turn your right foot 90 degrees to have this arch, heel arch alignment. And then come up. Hands on your hips to adjust your alignment. Press the outside of your right foot on the floor. Keep your right hip in the midline. You may need to adjust the stance. Bend your front leg. So turn your front knee slightly outward to point to the front. Your hips are squared in the midline. Draw your belly in to lengthen your spine. Inhale, lift up your arms at your shoulder level. Draw your shoulder blades back and down, soften your elbows. Lift up your right kneecap to engage your right knee. And then turn your head to look at your left hand for 3 breaths. Feel your strong legs, strong arms. And then lowering down your hands to the front, shoulder width apart, back into downward dog. Really press your hands on the floor to lengthen your spine, lengthen your legs. Inhale, look between your hands, walk your feet towards your hand into a forward fold. So you may soften your knees, so bend your knees if your hamstrings are tight. Hands on the mat or maybe on your shin, but make sure your lower back is straight. Inhale, lift up, halfway up, look to the front, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend towards your leg. Soften your knees, look at your legs. Imagine you are leaning slightly forward so that your hips are pointing to the sky to stretch your hamstrings. Inhale, soften your knees, gradually up, roll up one vertebrae by one vertebrae. Your head comes up last. Draw your shoulder blades back and down, palms to the front, hands by your side, palms to the front, into Tadasana. I invite you to close your eyes for a few moments to feel how you are breathing now, to feel the heat generated in your body. Okay, so now we are going to do a balance pose before we finish this class, which is the tree pose to see how we are good at balance. Okay, so let's start with our right leg. So shift your weight on your left leg, left knee pointing to the front, and lift up your left kneecap, hands on your hips, and then turn your right heel 45 degrees out. Place your right heel on the inner side of your left shin, and feel the opening in your hips. Draw your belly into and lengthen your spine. If you feel stable, you can lift up your right foot, place your right sole on the inner side of your left leg to calf muscles. You may place your hands in front of your heart to make a prayer. If you want to challenge yourself, you may use your right hand to place your right sole on the inner side of your thigh muscles. Your right knee is pointing more or less to the right side, so you can feel the opening in your hips. Really press the left foot on the floor to lift up. Draw your abdomen back towards the spine to help you lengthen your spine. If you lose your balance, you can come back at any time. Or if you want to further test your balance, you can lift up your arms on top of your shoulders. Look to the front, find a point to help you stabilize your pose. Maybe widen your arms, make a big tree, and then exhale, lowering down your hands in front of your heart. Release your legs and shake your legs. Have a little rest. Let's try it on the other side. This time, shift your weight on your right leg, right knee to the front, lift up your right kneecap, bend your left leg, left knee 45-degree out, place your left heel on the inner side of your right shin or on your right angle. And then, if you feel balanced, you may lift up your left foot and place the sole on the inner side of your calf muscle. Open up your hips. Find a point to balance your posture. You may place your hands in front of your heart. If you want to challenge yourself and you are balanced, you may use your left hand to help you place the sole of your left foot on the inner side of your thigh muscles. Okay, try it one more time. Okay, so find your balance on your right foot, right leg, then place the sole on the inner side of your right thigh muscles. Find your balance, open up your hips, so your left knee is more or less to the left side. You can feel the opening in your hips. Really press your right foot on the floor to lift up your spine. Draw your abdomen back towards the spine. If you feel balanced, you may lift up your arms, hands on top of your shoulders. Draw your belly in to stabilize the pose. Maybe widen your arms to make a big tree. And then lowering down your hands. Release your legs. Shake your legs. Wow, a lot of work on your legs. Yeah, I can feel the stretch, the burning of my muscles on my legs. Okay, so let's finish with the mountain pose. So this time, keep your feet hips width apart, toes pointing to the front. Draw your belly towards the back. Inhale, lift up your shoulders back and down to open up your shoulders, hands by your side, palms facing to the front. I invite you to gently close your eyes. Take a few moments. Be aware how you are breathing now. Try to maintain your inhalation and your exhalation. If there are any thoughts pop up in your mind, let them go. Inhale slowly, open up your eyes. Place your hands in front of your heart. Bow your head towards your hand. Namaste.